नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for All session. Today is March 29th, 2026, and we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 7, The Killing of the Demon, Trinavarta. Is my voice audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Swati Mataji, you are on mute.
Yes, Mataji, we are able to hear.
I'm not hearing you though.
We are able to hear, Mataji. I'm able to hear you.
Okay. I don't know if you are hearing me. Just give me a thumbs up if you are hearing me. But I don't know why I'm not hearing you. One second. You are able to hear. Okay, that's good. But I'll see why I'm not hearing. I think I have Bluetooth earphones connected. Let me turn it on. We say something now.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Are you able to hear? Hare Krishna?
Now I'm hearing you. Yes. That's good. Okay. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 7, The Killing of the Demon, Trinavarta. So yesterday, in text 32, we read, so Trinavarta fell down, and he fell down where all the gopis were lamenting, crying in separation from Kṛṣṇa. So the gopis saw Kṛṣṇa, they spotted Kṛṣṇa on Trinavarta, they picked up Kṛṣṇa and brought him to Yaśodā, and they were wonderstruck how even though Kṛṣṇa was taken by this Rakshasa, he came back once again. This was wonderful. So they expressed their wonder. And also they said that this Rakshasa is a wicked, cruel Rakshasa, and he wanted to kill Kṛṣṇa, but he got killed by his own sin. Not that someone else killed him, his sin killed him. Similarly, Kṛṣṇa is a sadhu because he did not intend any harm to others. He had this samatva. Samatva means he saw friends and enemies, everyone equally. He did not, have any ill will, ill feeling for anyone. So one who is like that, simple-hearted, he is protected and he is always freed from fear. So their conclusion was Kṛṣṇa is protected because he is so simple-hearted, and this Rakshasa got killed because of his own sin. Like that. That was their conclusion. Then this was their, amazement. Actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that, first of all, they said that, oh, it's so wonderful that in spite of being taken by this demon, he came back. And one of the friends said, what is so wonderful? The Rakshasa got killed by his sin. And Kṛṣṇa is protected because of his own piety, right? His own, because he's a sadhu. Like that. Then the next thing was they started thinking about their good fortune. They started actually speaking amongst themselves about their good fortune. That so Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that if anything inauspicious had happened to Kṛṣṇa, we all would have died. We would not have survived. If something had happened to Kṛṣṇa, we wouldn't live. We would not have lived. That Kṛṣṇa is unharmed is the result of heaps of pious activities. So that was what we discussed yesterday. So Nanda Mahārāja is actually showing that when you do pious activities, then you become happy. Material happiness. How do you get material happiness? By doing pious activities. So different types of pious activities are mentioned. Purta karma, ishta karma, dattam means giving charity, bhuta sauhridam means showing friendship for all living entities, like this. And of course, we must have done tapaha, austerities, and adhokshaja archanam, we must have worshipped the Supreme Lord, like this. So as a result of our pious activities, lots of heaps of pious activities, Kṛṣṇa is unharmed. So Kṛṣṇa's being protected must be the result of heaps of pious activities, like that they were talking. So in that context, they said this verse 32. Kim nastapaschirnam. So chirnam is explained as, have done, right? So we did tapaha. Chirnam means we did. So what all did we do? We must have done. How much austerities they must have done. How much they must have worshipped Adhokshaja, the Lord. How much they must have helped other living entities. They must have done auspicious work like sacrifice. So ishtam is explained as performing sacrifices. Maharaj even says like doing Bhagavad Saptah, etc. That is also covered as ishtam, he said. So performing sacrifices for the benefit of others. Ishtam. Purta karma means like digging wells, planting trees, like that. Ishtam means performing sacrifices. And Because of these good deeds, Kṛṣṇa has returned from death to bring happiness to his friends by showing svabandhavan, means his friends, his relatives, in order to give them, in order to please his friends, in order to, in order to bring life back to his friends. Pranayan means it is said that too, he has returned from death. Why he returned from death? To give life to his friends by showing his affection, like that. But it's not, they didn't see that, Kṛṣṇa did this because he's the Supreme Lord. Not like that. Their thought is, because of heaps of pious activities, Kṛṣṇa is protected, like that. So now let's read the next verse. So, text 33. dṛṣṭvādbhutāni bahuśo nanda-gopo bṛhadvane vasudeva-vaco bhūyo mānayām vismitaḥ. Dṛṣṭvā means having seen, adbhutani, wonderful, bahushaha means many times. This is not once, every time. When Putana came, Kṛṣṇa survived. Shakatasura, right? Kṛṣṇa was under the cart. The whole cart, flew in the sky and fell down, but Kṛṣṇa was saved. And also I told you about that other, demon who came in the form of an astrologer that was sent by Kamsa. Kṛṣṇa was saved. And now Trinavarta came. Again Kṛṣṇa is saved. So not once, but many times. How wonderfully Kṛṣṇa is saved. And also many times how Kṛṣṇa is meeting with such dangerous situations. Right? Bahushaha. Many times. So dṛṣṭvādbhutāni, that Kṛṣṇa meeting with these dangerous situations, but still coming out of them. So whenever Nanda Mahārāja experienced, saw these wonderful and astonishing incidents, adbhutani, nanda-gopo bṛhadvane. So Nanda Mahārāja, nanda-gopo bṛhadvane. So where is Nanda Mahārāja? He is in Bṛhadvana. vasudeva-vaco bhūyo. He remembered the words spoken by Vasudeva. Vasudeva-vacaha, words spoken by Vasudeva. Bhūyaha, again and again. Right? Mānayām asa vismitaḥ. So he, in great astonishment, he accepted how true Vasudeva's words are. So whenever these situations, wonderful incidents would happen, Nanda Mahārāja would immediately remember. You remember? Vasudeva told Nanda Mahārāja that you should go back to Gokul as soon as possible because I foresee some danger. So when Nanda Mahārāja came back, he found the dead Putana. And immediately he remembered, Vasudeva must know astrology, right? Or he must have some supernatural powers that he's able to foresee the future. Being a very simple-hearted person, like a Vaishya, Vasudeva thought like this. But actually, I'm sorry, Nanda Mahārāja thought like this. But actually, Vasudeva was a Kshatriya. For Kshatriyas, it's part of their function, their role to, they see the world through their spies. They know what's going on in the world with the eyes of the spies. So Vasudeva actually knew that it was Kamsa who was sending demons, and so that's why he said. However, Nanda Mahārāja thought in his, as with a simple heart, he thought, oh, Vasudeva must have, some powers, special powers by which he's able to see future. But it didn't happen once, it happened so many times, and whenever such incidents happen, immediately he would remember Vasudeva, and he would, in great astonishment, he would think how true Vasudeva's words are, like that. dṛṣṭvādbhutāni bahuśo, adbhutani bahuśo, many times these wonderful incidents, when they happened, he would see them. Nanda-gopo bṛhadvane, Nanda Mahārāja and Bṛhadvana, vasudeva-vaco, bhūyo. So whatever Vasudeva had said, so he would accept it again and again. Bhūyaha means repeatedly, again and again. So mānayām asa vismitaḥ, in great astonishment, he would accept, yes, Vasudeva's words are true. Having seen all these incidents in Bṛhadvana, Nanda Mahārāja became more and more astonished, and he remembered the words spoken to him by Vasudeva in Mathurā. So with that, we are coming to the end of Trinavarta, killing of Trinavarta, that is done. Remember, this chapter covers 3 pastimes: killing of Shakatasur, killing of Trinavarta, and then the 3rd pastime, which we are going to read now. It's only 4 verses, so we'll read. Ekadārbhakam ādāya svāṅkam āropya bhāminī prasnutaṁ pāyayām stanaṁ sneha-pariplutā. Ekada, once upon a time. Arbhakam means child. Ādāya, taking the child, where svāṅkam. Ankam means in Hindi you say god, right? In your arms, in your lap, like that. So taking the child once upon a time, taking Kṛṣṇa, here it is said child, so child Kṛṣṇa, in her arms or in her lap, āropya, bhāminī. Bhāminī means a lady. Who is that here? Yaśodā. Bhāminī. Āropya. Āropya means she placed him. Then prasnutaṁ pāyayām. Prasnutam, out of her love, milk was just dripping from her breasts. Naturally, on its own, milk was just coming. Prasnutam. So Yaśodā took Kṛṣṇa and began to feed him her breast milk. Pāyayām means to drink, right? She fed him. Pāyayām asa. Stanaṁ, she offered her breast milk. Sneha-pariplutā, with great, filled with love. Filled with great love, she offered her breast milk to Kṛṣṇa. This is the scene. Ekadārbhakam ādāya svāṅkam āropya bhāminī. So she took Kṛṣṇa and placed Kṛṣṇa on her lap. Then prasnutam pāyayām. So here it is said, one day Mother Yaśodā, having taken Kṛṣṇa up and placed him on her lap, was feeding him milk from her breast with maternal affection. The milk was flowing from her breast and the child was drinking it. What was happening is, you see, it is said that Kṛṣṇa likes to eat and drink from his devotees. What is he eating and drinking? He is actually eating or drinking the love of the devotee. That's what Kṛṣṇa is tasting. And for that, he is always hungry. He is hungry for the love of his devotee. So when Yaśodā breast milk is coming, naturally it is just dripping like that. It means she has so much love for Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa is hungry for that. But Kṛṣṇa does not accept food from non-devotees. He won't accept. I think the other day we discussed this, that Kṛṣṇa once went to, as a peace messenger, he went to Hastinapur. And Duryodhana wanted to serve food to Kṛṣṇa. And he made elaborate arrangements because his idea was he wanted to oblige Kṛṣṇa by offering him so many gifts and feeding him nice opulent food. By that, he wanted to oblige Kṛṣṇa to side with him. But Kṛṣṇa, as soon as Kṛṣṇa came, he said, "Come and take food." And Kṛṣṇa said, no, I came as a messenger, so I have to give the message first. You listen to my message. Food is later, but you should first listen to my message. Whether you act on it or not, whether you accept it or not, that is up to you. But at least you should listen to my message, because I'm a messenger. I should first give the message to you. So at that time, Duryodhana said, why you won't eat? It's not that only Arjun is your relative. I am also your relative. Am I so, his intention is, am I so fallen or untouchable kind of a person that you won't even eat at my place? Like that. So there Kṛṣṇa said that a person will eat in another's house only on two occasions. One is when he is extremely hungry, he'll just eat. And the other case would be if the person offering that food loves you. When there is love, when there's friendship, then you will accept food from the other person. These are the only two cases. Neither of these cases apply to you. That means I'm not super hungry. I'm not hungry. And the other thing is you have no love for me, so I won't eat. Kṛṣṇa said like that. Straightforward. So he didn't eat. And after he gave the message, then he went straight to Vidurji's house. And again, this pastime I heard from His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, so I'm just repeating it. So he went to Vidurji's house, and Vidur was not there at that time. And his wife, she was, taking bath. And Kṛṣṇa just came and he said, I'm very hungry, please give me something to eat, like that. So she was taking bath. When she realized Kṛṣṇa is here and he's so hungry, she just came out with her wet clothes. And Maharaj even explains that she would just have very simple clothes. And that was also all wet because, she's taking bath wearing the sari. So when she came, and she didn't even mind when she saw that, oh, Kṛṣṇa is there, she just came out running. And she said, let me arrange, So then Kṛṣṇa saw her and immediately he took off his chadar, uttari, upper garment, and just covered her. But she didn't mind. She wanted to give Kṛṣṇa something. So she gave him a seat to sit. And the way Maharaj explained it is, it was upside down. Like, in her, what should I say? Like haste, or in her anxiety that, oh, Kṛṣṇa is hungry, let me give something. So she offered him a seat where the legs were up, right? And even in the center leg was broken, something like that. And she just offered it like that, and Kṛṣṇa sat on that also. And then she went inside and she had some bananas and she got them, and with great affection she removed the peel and she threw away the banana and she was giving him the peels, and Kṛṣṇa was also eating it. Kṛṣṇa rejected the rich feast which was especially cooked for him by Duryodhana. He didn't take that. But he is very satisfied to eat the banana peels offered by Vidurji's wife. Of course, then Vidurji came back and he saw what was going on, and immediately he said, "What's going on here? You're giving Kṛṣṇa the peels like that." But what is Kṛṣṇa tasting here? He's always hungry for the love of his devotee. And he says, "Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhaktipahritam ashnami." Ashnami means eating. I will eat, not that I will accept. If one offers me a fruit, flower, water, I will accept it. No, not accept it. I will eat it. Ashnami means I will eat, Kṛṣṇa is saying. But there are conditions there. What are the conditions? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Bhaktya prayachati. That means the person, that flower, fruit, water, flower, fruit, water. What is the fourth one? Patram, leaf. Leaf. So leaf, flower, fruit, water, the person who's offering it has to be a devotee. And devotee means who? Devotee doesn't mean, there are different grades we saw. He should be either a pradhanibhuta bhakta or a shuddha bhakta. Pradhanibhuta bhakta means he's a devotee, didn't get dṛಢa shraddha yet, but he is mainly, right? He is a devotee, he is doing bhakti, majorly bhakti, but he may take some help from karma, jnana, etc. That's a pradhanibhuta bhakta. Pradhani means principle. Bhakti is principle in his life. Not that material advancement or liberation, these are not principle. Bhakti is principle. However, he is not doing only bhakti, he is also doing some karma to assist in his bhakti. That means he didn't get full faith in bhakti yet. So at least he has to be a pradhanibhuta bhakta. If one does pradhanibhuta bhakti, he is eligible to get liberation. He can go to Vaikuntha. If you do pradhanibhuta bhakti, then you're eligible to go to Vaikuntha. Means you can get liberation. But if you want seva, you want a relationship, then you have to do Shuddha Bhakti only. Anyway, so either a Pradhanibhuta Bhakta or a Shuddha Bhakta. Shuddha Bhakta means no mixing, no karma, jnana, nothing. Only Bhakti 24/7 for the pleasure of Kṛṣṇa. Such a devotee, when he offers Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, that's one condition. A devotee has to offer. Devotee, not somebody who visits the temple once in a while and offers some donation, or in the kirtan he chants for some time and goes away. And that, no. Devotee means his bhakti is main in his life. He is a devotee. That's such a devotee. So to be, like, if you want to know, like, in practical terms, what does it mean? One who has dedicated his life. So, who has taken Diksha, Vaishnav Diksha. That's how Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains. So, who will you say? One who has taken, that means he has made commitment. Vaishnava Diksha, he has taken Diksha from a Vaishnava Guru. And then you can call him a Pradhanibhuta Bhakta. Even if he didn't get Dṛಢa Shraddha, you can call him a Vaishnava, Pradhanibhuta Bhakta. So such a person, that is why in our kitchens, deity kitchens, Initiated devotees only are allowed to cook. Otherwise, Kṛṣṇa will not eat. That's his condition. He won't eat it. Yajña-shishtāsinah santo muchyante sarva kilbishai bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachante atmakaranat. That is different. What is that verse saying? That those who offer food in sacrifice, before, when they cook the food, they are offering it to the Lord. They are offering it in sacrifice. Then they become free from all sinful reactions. That is not patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakti. Tad ashnami is not said. That is different. When you are offering it to the Lord, He accepts it to make that food karma free, no sins. That is different. Everyone has to do sacrifice. If you don't do it as sacrifice, then every morsel that you're eating is sin. But here what Kṛṣṇa is saying is, when you offer with love, he's saying, I will eat it. Who has to offer? A devotee has to offer. Then only he will eat. And that is not all. Then however a devotee offers, he will eat? No. Even when the devotee is offering it, while offering, that devotee should offer with love. That's why bhakti is said 2 times. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Bhaktya, that means devotee should offer. Tad aham bhakti upaharitam. Then that offering is done with love also. Not that I'm a devotee, but at the time of offering, my mood is not good. I just went and put it there and I chanted the mantras and came away. He says he won't eat. What we understand from this is, it's a very personal relationship. Kṛṣṇa's relationship with the devotee is very personal. A devotee has to offer, and while offering, the devotee has to offer with love, then he will eat it, he's saying. So Kṛṣṇa is hungry for the devotee's love. What is he tasting? He's tasting the love of his devotee. So for that he's hungry. So in this case, Yaśodā Mai, he's hungry for Yaśodā Mai's milk. What is that? That is Yaśodā Mai's love. So ekadārbhakam ādāya svāṅkam āropya bhāminī. So her milk is flowing, oozing out on its own. That's her love for Kṛṣṇa coming out. So she fed Kṛṣṇa her breast milk, and Kṛṣṇa was also very happily drinking it. And she's sneha-pariplutā. That's her love, with great affection and love. She's feeding her breast milk. Pīta-prāyasya jananī sutasya rucira-smitam mukham lalayati rajan jrimbhato tad-dṛṣṭvādbhutāni kam rodasi jyotir-anīkam sūryendu-vahni-śvasanāmbudhīṁś dvīpānnagāms tad-duhitṭr bhūtāni yāni sthira-jaṅgamāni. So, pīta-prāyasya jananī. Pīta-prāyasya. So, prāya means almost. That means Kṛṣṇa was done drinking. He was almost full. He drank Yaśodā Mai's breast milk. Pīta, he drank. Prāyasya, he was almost done drinking. Jananī means mother. Pīta-prāyasya jananī. Then when Kṛṣṇa was almost done drinking, right, he was satisfied, he drank. Sutasya rucira-smitam. Sutasya means of her son. Rucira-smitam. So, seeing the child fully satisfied. So Kṛṣṇa, because he drank, rucira-smitam, he's out of satisfaction, he's smiling. Mukham lalayati rajan jrimbhato yad dadrishe-idam. So, lalayati, lalan karna. So, she was kissing Kṛṣṇa, And she was patting him, softly rubbing his maybe back with her hand, like that, lalayati. She was affectionately cuddling him. Rajan means Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. At that time, what happened? Kṛṣṇa, after drinking milk, he just opened his mouth, yawning, right? He was sleepy now. He drank the milk. So he just opened his mouth and he started yawning. He opened his mouth. Jrimbato dadrishe idam. And when he opened his mouth, and Kṛṣṇa, Yaśodā Mai is looking at Kṛṣṇa, smiling, and she's patting him. She's looking at him, very pleased. He finished drinking, and now he's yawning, about to sleep. Then she saw something when he yawned. Jrimbato dadrishe idam. What did she see? Idam means she saw this. What did she see? Kham rodasi jyotir-anīkam āshaha. Kham means ether, right? Bhūmirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha. Kham. Rodasi means she saw higher planetary systems and earth, that is rodasi. So she saw space, outer space, and then she saw the upper planetary systems. She saw the earth. Jyotir-anīkam āshaha. Jyotir-anīkam means she's seeing all the luminaries, the stars, the sun, like that. Jyotir-anīkam. Āshaha means the directions. Sūryendu-vahni-śvasanāmbudhīṁś. Surya, Indu, sun and moon. Vahni means fire. Śvasana, air. Ambudin means water or the seas. Dvipan, islands. Nagan, mountains. Tad-duhittār. Duhittār means the daughters of mountains are rivers. Okay, so she saw islands, she saw seas, she saw rivers, mountains, vanani, forests, bhūtāni, all types of living entities, and sthira-jaṅgamāni, both moving and non-moving. Where is she seeing all this? Inside Krishna's mouth when he yawned. She saw outer space, she saw upper planets, she saw the earth, she saw all the luminous bodies, heavenly bodies like stars. And then she saw all the directions inside Krishna's mouth. She saw the sun and the moon, fire, and then she saw Śvasana means what? Air. Yes, she saw air. And then she saw seas, water bodies, islands, mountains. Daughters of mountains are rivers, forests, all types of living entities, both moving and non-moving. All this she saw inside the mouth of Kṛṣṇa. O King Parikshit, when the child Kṛṣṇa was almost finished drinking his mother's milk, and Mother Yaśodā was touching him and looking at his beautiful, brilliantly smiling face, the baby yawned. And Mother Yaśodā saw in his mouth the whole sky. So kham means space or sky. The whole sky, the higher planetary system and the earth, the luminaries in all directions, the sun, the moon, fire, air, seas, islands, mountains, rivers, forests, and all kinds of living entities moving and non-moving. All this she saw in Kṛṣṇa's small mouth. It's not like his mouth expanded and became so big. No, his mouth was that small only, baby. But inside that she's seeing all these things. How? This is Achintya. Purport. By the arrangement of Yogamaya, Kṛṣṇa's pastimes with Mother Yaśodā were all regarded as ordinary. Because she never saw Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Lord. She saw Kṛṣṇa as her son. How is this? By the arrangement of Yogamaya, it is said, Leela Shakti, right? Because of Leela Shakti, that Aishwarya Jnanam of the Lord is covered. Even though they see such wonderful things, that doesn't stay in their heart. Just the sweetness of Kṛṣṇa and their relationship with Kṛṣṇa, that's all stays in their heart. He is the center of their lives, but not as the Supreme Lord. So, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, Kṛṣṇa's pastimes with Mother Yaśodā were all regarded as ordinary. Ordinary means like a mother and child. So here was an opportunity for Kṛṣṇa to show his mother that the whole universe is situated within him. Do you remember when we discussed about Yogamaya's functions? Why does Yogamaya cover first of all, she acts on the Paramatma realized devotees only. Then, why does she cover their knowledge? So sometimes she covers and sometimes she reveals, right? And she reveals material objects, spiritual objects. Why does she do that?
To enhance the Leela, Mata.
So that the whole, they can, the nectar of the, pastime can be relished.
Acha, same answer both are saying. To enhance the Leela, to nectar. So the thing is to achieve a particular purpose is said. She does it for a particular purpose. Rucira-smitam is said, na? So for a particular purpose, she wants to achieve a particular purpose. So in this case, in covering Yaśodā Mai's Aishwarya Jnanam, or not just covering, sometimes she covers and sometimes she reveals. So here she is revealing Aishwarya Jnana of Kṛṣṇa in front of Yaśodā Mai. What is the purpose she's trying to achieve here? Remember? In Arjun's case, also Krishna's Aishwarya was shown in the form of Virata Purusha. Virata Rupa was shown to Arjun. There also, Arjun is also Paramatma realized person. What did Yogamaya want to achieve in that case? And what is it that Yogamaya wants to achieve in this case? She is revealing Krishna's Aishwarya in front of Arjun in the form of Virata Rupa. And she is revealing Krishna's Aishwarya in front of Yaśodā Mai in Krishna's mouth, right? Yaśodā Mai is seeing this wonder. What is it that...
Mataji, Yaśodā Mai love is not affected by Aishwarya.
Whereas in Arjun's case,
it affected by Aishwarya.
Yes, that is the purpose. Sankuchit ho jana, prem ka sankuchit ho jana. Her love was not shrunken. It didn't shrink by seeing Krishna's Aishwarya. But in case of Arjun, his love, shrank. Because he became fearful seeing this Aishwarya. He said, no, I don't want to see this anymore. He got fearful. And then after the whole episode, then he started offering prayers to Kṛṣṇa. Oh, I was thinking you're my friend and I did this and I did that. Please forgive me. You will see Yaśodā Mai doesn't do anything like that. She's not offering prayers. So what is the purpose that Yogamaya is trying to achieve here? To show the superiority of Yaśodā Mai's love. Her love is not affected even after seeing Krishna's Aishwarya. Her love is not affected. Okay, that is the purpose. So, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, so because Prabhupada says here Yogamaya, so therefore I once again reminded you of that. So, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, Krishna's pastimes with Mother Yaśodā were all regarded as ordinary. So, here was an opportunity for Kṛṣṇa to show his mother that the whole universe is situated within him. So, normally Yaśodā Mai is seeing Kṛṣṇa as her son, right? But now Krishna's Aishwarya is shown to her. The whole universe is within his mouth. In his small form, Kṛṣṇa was kind enough to show his mother the Virata Rupa, the universal form. So all the description, what she saw was of the whole universe. So the whole universe is seen means what? That means in him the whole universe is seen, means Krishna's showing the universal form, right? In a small form, but he didn't increase in size. He was the same size. In a small form, Krishna was kind enough to show his mother the Virata Rupa, the universal form, so that she could enjoy seeing what kind of child she had on her lap. The rivers have been mentioned here as the daughters of the mountains. Nagams tad-duhittār. It is the flowing of the rivers that makes big forests possible. There are living entities everywhere, some of them moving and some of them not moving. No place is vacant. This is a special feature of God's creation. Yes. So here, Srila Prabhupada is also explaining some philosophy that in Krishna's creation, even in this material world, no place is without living entities. They say that on sun there is no life because it is too hot. Nothing like that. It is too hot for my body. But there will be bodies there that there are bodies which, which can live in fire. Similarly, in every place there is living entities. There's no place where there is no living entities. So that's another thing. So there are living entities everywhere. Some of them moving, some of them not moving. No place is vacant. This is a special feature of God's creation. Savikshya vishvam sahasa rajan sanjata vepatuhu sammilya mrigashavakshi netre asit suvismita. So what happened when Yaśodā saw the whole universe in Krishna's small mouth? What happened? Sa viksha. Saha means Yaśodā viksha, when she saw, by seeing, vishvam, the universe, sahasa, suddenly, rajan sanjata vepatuhu. So you remember that shloka in Bhagavad Gita, vepatuscha sharire me, that means trembling. My whole body is trembling. Vepatuscha sharire me roma harshascha jayate gandivam sramsate hastat tvakchaiva paridahyate. So there vepatuscha sharire me means there is trembling in the whole body. So here it is said vepatu, sanjata vepatuhu. So her heart was beating, right? Or trembling, right? The heartbeat has gone up. Why? Because of seeing the whole universe all of a sudden in the mouth of baby Kṛṣṇa, all of a sudden her heartbeat increased. Rajan sanjata vepatuhu sammilya mrigasha vakshi. Sammilya. So what did Yaśodā is so beautiful. Her eyes are compared to, if you have ever observed closely, a deer cub's eyes are so beautiful. They're really beautiful. When I was in New Vrindavan, I had the chance to raise a deer cub. Extremely beautiful, deer cub's eyes. So Yaśodā eyes are compared to a deer cub's eyes. After all, she is the mother of Lord Kṛṣṇa. How beautiful she must be. So Yaśodā with her eyes, she's seeing the whole universe inside Kṛṣṇa's mouth. With her, another feature of the deer cub's eyes is, they're always looking, anyway. So, mrigashava akshi, like the eyes of a deer cub. So, sammilya mrigasava akshi, netre asit suvismita. She was astonished, extremely astonished, suvismita. So, she looked at Kṛṣṇa's mouth with her deer cub-like eyes, greatly astonished. at what she was seeing inside Krishna's mouth. Saviksha vishvam sahasa rajan sanjata vepatu. So her heartbeat increased. Sammilya mrigasa vakshi. So she opening her deer cub-like eyes, like wide. Deer cub's eyes are already big. Now she's opening them wide and she's looking inside in great astonishment with her two eyes. When Mother Yaśodā saw the whole universe within the mouth of her child, her heart began to throb, and in astonishment she wanted to close her restless eyes. She wanted to close her restless eyes. Because of her purpose, because of her pure maternal love, Mother Yaśodā thought that this wonderful child playing so many tricks must have had some disease. That's the thing. He could be the Supreme Lord. That thought never comes. So, what is this in his mouth? Did he get some disease or something? And, she became so fearful that she didn't want to look at it. As per the translation, she wanted to close her eyes. So, he must have had some disease. She did not appreciate the wonders shown by her child. Rather, she wanted to close her eyes. She was expecting another danger, and therefore her eyes became restless like those of a deer cub. So this is the thing. The deer's eyes are always restless because, they're fearful of some wild animal or some danger. So even when they're eating or something, they're always looking around. They don't peacefully just eat or drink. At every time, their eyes are restless, just looking here and there. And that makes them even more beautiful. But the thing is, they just keep looking all the time. Birds also do that. So she wanted to close her eyes. She was expecting another danger. Oh, something else is going to happen now. So, after seeing the universe in Krishna's mouth, she was expecting another danger, and therefore her eyes became restless like those of a deer cub. This was all the arrangement of Yogamaya. The relationship between Mother Yaśodā and Kṛṣṇa is one of pure maternal love. In that love, Mother Yaśodā did not very much appreciate the display of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's opulences. That Aishwarya Gyan doesn't stay. At the beginning of this chapter, 2 extra verses sometimes appear. Okay, so sometimes you will see like there are different versions. It's called Part Bhed, right? Because back then they used to actually handwrite, copy the Bhagavatam or, the scriptures. So sometimes you can find difference in 2 copies like that. So at the beginning of this chapter, 2 extra verses sometimes appear. So Srila Prabhupada is including those verses here. Evam bahuni karmani gopanam sham sayoshitam nandasya gehe vavride purvan Vishnu janardanaha. In this way, to chastise and kill the demons, the child Kṛṣṇa demonstrated many activities in the house of Nanda Mahārāja, and the inhabitants of Vraja enjoyed these incidents. Okay? Evam bahuni karmani, many activities. Gopanam sham sa yoshitam. So he performed Nandasya gehe in the Nanda Mahāraja's house. Vavride kurvan Vishnu janardana. So the Lord performed many activities in the house of Nanda Mahārāja. So yoshitam. So to chastise and kill demons is said. So I don't know. I'm not able to explain where that comes. But in this way, to chastise and kill the demons, the child Kṛṣṇa demonstrated many activities in the house of Nanda Mahārāja, and the inhabitants of Vraja enjoyed these incidents. Yes. So they enjoyed it. Evam savavridhe Vishnu nanda gehe janardanaha kurvan anisham anandam gopalanam sayoshitam. Okay. To increase the transcendental pleasure of the Gopas and the Gopis, Kṛṣṇa, the killer of all demons, was thus raised by his father and mother, Nanda and Yaśodā. Sripad Vijayadvaja also adds another verse after the third verse in this chapter. Vistareneha karunyat sarva papa pranashanam vaktum arhasi dharmagya dayalustvam iti prabho. Parikshit Maharaj then requested Sukadeva Goswami to continue speaking such narrations about the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa so that the king could enjoy from them transcendental bliss. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 10th canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Killing of the Demon Trinavarta. So this is the end of this chapter, this last verse, where Yaśodā Mai, saw the universal form or the universe within the mouth of Kṛṣṇa, and having seen it, her heart throbbed and she wanted to close her eyes. She looked in Krishna's mouth with astonishment and then she wanted to just close her eyes. Let me see if there's anything more said by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. There's extra verses. So Kṛṣṇa had almost completely finished drinking Yaśoda's milk when Kṛṣṇa yawned. Yaśodā saw the entire universe within his mouth. In another version of Srimad Bhagavatam, it states that while Yaśodā was kissing Kṛṣṇa, she saw the universe in his stomach. Lord Brahma makes the same point in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 14th chapter, 16th verse. O Lord, you exhibited the universe within your abdomen before your mother Yaśodā. There in Brahmaji's prayers we see. So that is what is happening here. Like that it is said. Though Kṛṣṇa was lying in his mother's lap, by his inconceivable energy, he is also the foundation of the whole universe. At the moment Kṛṣṇa yawned, he displayed the universe with all its details by his inconceivable energy. Yaśodā saw the antariksha, outer space, or the area between Bhurloka and Bhuvarloka. Then she also saw Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka, Martyaloka, Patalloka, the three worlds. So Rodasi means the three worlds. The constellations, directions, sun, moon, fire, Jambudvip and other islands. So when islands is said, islands means the whole Bhumandala, which is divided into islands. Jambudvip, Shalmali Dvip, like that. She saw all the islands. So she's actually seeing the whole universe. Trees, forests, and then the daughters of mountains, the rivers, and all moving and non-moving entities. Okay. Then suddenly or at the same time, Yaśodā began trembling out of fear. When she saw the universe, she was trembling out of fear. She closed her eyes in order to meditate on Vishnu. Acha, that's why she closed her eyes. Why? Pray to the Lord for protection. So to meditate on Lord Vishnu, she closed her eyes. She did that before also. When Kṛṣṇa became very heavy, before Trinavarta came. Remember, she was looking up at the sky and she was meditating on Lord Narayan, saying that, my Lord, you gave me this child, now you only protect this, you protect this child. Saying like that, she left him and went about doing her household duties. So here she closed her eyes, seeing the universe within Kṛṣṇa's mouth. In order to, why she closed her eyes? In order to meditate on Lord Vishnu. Oh Lord, please protect my child from this disturbance. So to her, that whatever opulence Kṛṣṇa was showing in his mouth, to her it was a disturbance. She was seeing it as some disease or some problem. So she's like praying to the Lord to please protect my child. So Yaśodā is described as having deer-like eyes because she glanced around like a frightened deer. Yes. Frightened deer. In this way, Kṛṣṇa's display of power in killing the demons did not diminish the prema of his intimate devotees like Mother Yaśodā. This is the point. Kṛṣṇa kills demons, Kṛṣṇa shows the universe within his mouth, and he does such wonderful, astonishing things. But his devotees, Brajvasis, like Mother Yaśodā, their love is not diminished even slightly by seeing this opulence. That means they don't get this awe and reverence for Kṛṣṇa. Rather, due to the appearance of anxiety, their ocean of prema increased. The Vrajvasis believed that Kṛṣṇa was saved because of the abundant pious activities of Nanda Mahārāja and the Gopas. Like that. In this case, however, Kṛṣṇa simply displayed his power, Aishwarya Shakti, without cause. That means, normally when does he show his Aishwarya? When there is a demon. Then Kṛṣṇa kills that demon. Like he sucked the life out of Pūtana. So he showed his Aishwarya. Or he flew in the sky and came back completely. He killed Trinavarta, right? He killed Shakatasura. So he's showing his Aishwarya. There is a cause to show his Aishwarya there. But in this case, without any cause. It's not like there is some need to show his Aishwarya. He just decided to show to his mother. Like that. So in this case, the difference is Kṛṣṇa simply displayed his Aishwarya Shakti without any cause. Thoroughly surprised, Yaśodā thought, what has happened to my child? That's all she could think. What happened to my child? Yaśoda's affection did not decrease by thinking of Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Lord. This is the purpose that Yogamaya wanted to achieve. By showing the universe within Kṛṣṇa's mouth to Yaśodā Mai, Leela Shakti or Yogamaya, what is the purpose she wanted to achieve? She wanted to show that her love was not decreased even slightly, even after seeing Kṛṣṇa's Aishwarya. Yaśoda's affection did not decrease by thinking of Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Lord. Yaśodā did not need to find a cause for what happened, right? Why is this happening? She didn't need to find out the cause. The cause of her disturbance was deep prema alone, right? If she's disturbed, it's out of her love she's disturbed. Not that, oh, let me find out. Like we have our inquisitiveness. We need to find out why this is like this. No. Her disturbance was her love. Oh, nothing bad happened to my son. So this fixed quality of prema is continuously glorified. Thus it is described as follows. The energy of the Lord occasionally appeared to test Yaśodā, but she made that energy a servant of her prema. So this Aishwarya Shakti would come to test Yaśodā Mai's love, and Yaśodā Mai, she would make that Shakti her servant. By not budging even a bit, her prema would not be affected even a little bit, like that. So with that we end chapter 7, and tomorrow we will begin chapter 8. So that will be the name-giving ceremony of Kṛṣṇa and Balaram. Gargamuni will come. That we will see in the next chapter. Now let us read Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Swati Mataji, you have a question?
Yes, Mataji. It means that Kṛṣṇa showed his material Virata Rupa, not this Karana, Daksha, like Arjuna, he did not show that.
Actually, Yaśodā Mai saw both, because she saw, here it is not mentioned, but you see, when he ate dirt and she said, open your mouth. So there she saw herself also. Obviously, she's not material, she's transcendental. She saw Nanda Mahārāja's house, she saw Brajvasis, and she's seeing the material universe. That means simultaneously she's seeing material and transcendental objects. Both are revealed to her in the other pastime. In the, when Kṛṣṇa ate dirt and Yaśodā Mai asked him to open the mouth, there she was seeing both. So in this case here, just the universe is described. So we don't see that she's seeing herself and Nanda Mahārāja's house. That is not said. Okay?
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's read Bhagavad Gita now. Yesterday we read this verse, text 21. Karya karana kartritve hetu prakriti ruchyate purushaha sukha dukkhanam bhoktritve hetu ruchyate. So the essence of this verse is that Karya, you remember the example of the eye seeing the pen. So the eye, inside the eye is a minute sense called I, Taragravarti. So that sense is I. That is called Karana. The object that it is seeing, that is Karya, the pen. Pen is made of what? Gross elements, 5 gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether. And there is the controlling deity sitting on that I. In every sense, there is a controlling deity. So Surya Amsha, an expansion of Surya, is the controlling deity in the I. So these three, so that Karta is the deity, controlling deity. Karya is the object that I is seeing. Karana is the sense. So these three are actually, who is the cause for these three? Prakriti, external energy. So yesterday we saw how these are all coming from, these are the 23 elements, within the 23 elements, coming from Prakriti. And Purushaha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktritve Heturuchyate, the happiness and distress that the Purusha is experiencing. Purusha means the conditioned soul, the living entity who is now covered by, what do you say, Ahankara, right? Subtle body, gross body. First avidya, then Ahankara, subtle and gross bodies. So then he is claiming the happiness and distress, etc., they are actually happening in the mind. It's not happening to the living entity, but falsely he is claiming that happiness and distress to be his. So who is the cause for his happiness and distress? That Purusha is the cause, the living entity and his karma, right? So he is the cause because he's falsely claiming. And Karya Karana Kartri, the phenomena that is happening, who's cause for the phenomena? Prakriti. Yes. So, Mataji, you had a question?
That's what I want to ask, Mataji. This is the conditioned jiva, no, Mataji? You are a Purusha here.
Yes. Conditioned soul.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now the next verse, text 22. Purushaha prakritisto hi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. Purushaha prakritisto hi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. Purushaha means that conditioned soul, living entity. So here Purusha means the living entity only, conditioned soul. Prakritistaha, that means the living entity is situated in material energy. Yes? The body is also material energy. Gross body, subtle body, it's all material energy. And this material world, right? So Purusha is situated in the material energy. Purushaha prakritisto hi bhunkte, that means he is enjoying prakriti jan gunan. What is he enjoying? He is enjoying the things which are produced by the material nature. What is the material nature made of? The modes, 3 modes. Material nature is composed of the 3 modes. So whatever elements you see, whatever things you're seeing in this material world, it's nothing but the 3 modes in different compositions. Those 23 elements are also made of modes only. If you say Mahat, Mahat is made of goodness. Ahankara is made of ignorance. Now that Ahankara in ignorance is once again Ahankara in goodness, Ahankara is in passion, Ahankara in ignorance. That means ignorance, goodness, ignorance, passion, ignorance, ignorance, like that. So the things that are coming from Ahankara and goodness, mind. So then mind is coming from goodness, like that. Or you can say ignorance, goodness, because from false ego it's coming, mind, goodness. It's coming from Ahankara and goodness. Then intelligence is coming from passion, Ahankara and passion. That means ignorance, passion. So what I am saying is every element of those 23 elements, every element is nothing but it's coming from these modes only. And these elements are the building blocks for everything else in this universe. It's coming from these elements. Our bodies, the universe, everything is made of these elements. And the elements are nothing but the modes. So this living entity is situated in material energy. And what is it enjoying? Also material energy. Right? And what is that material energy? It is the modes. It's made of modes. Purushaha prakritisto hi bhungte prakriti jan gunan. So whatever it's enjoying is produced by the material nature. Gunan means the modes, 3 modes. Karanam guna sangosya. Then why this living entity is in this prakriti like this? What is the reason? Why I am in this body? Why you are in that body? And why I am enjoying certain things and you are enjoying certain things, enjoying or suffering, whatever. What is the cause for this? Karanam. What is the cause? Guna sangosya, association with the modes. Because of association with the modes, sadasad yoni janmasu. Sometimes you get, higher body, sometimes lower. Yoni means womb. So he takes birth in different wombs, higher wombs, higher birth, lower birth, different species. Sometimes there's a demigod, sometimes there's an animal. What is the cause? Karanam guna sangosya, because of association with the modes. That's why so our bodies are also based on modes only. Subtle body, gross body. If I have associated mostly with the mode of goodness, then my mind, my intelligence, right? My senses, they will be in the mode of goodness. And my body also, gross body also. Then I will be called a Brahmana. But if I have associated with passion, then, so the qualities will be different. Body will also be different. I'll get the body of a Kshatriya, like that. So there is different combinations of these modes. So based on the particular combination, you get a particular body. There are 8,400,000 species of types of bodies. That means so many combinations of modes are possible. And then you get that particular body. So what is the cause for the type of body that we get? Association with the modes. Karanam guna sangosya. Sadasad yoni janmasu. We take birth in different yonis or different wombs because of association with the modes. So let's read now. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the 3 modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. So when you get a body, like we were reading in yesterday's purport, after you get a particular body, then you have to just follow. Like if you get the body of a dog, then you have to follow, the protocol, right? You cannot change there. You cannot act like a human being while in the body of a dog. You have to act like a dog. So thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Purport. This verse is very important for an understanding of how the living entities transmigrate from one body to another. It is explained in the 2nd chapter that the living entity is transmigrating from one body to another, just as one changes dress. Yes? Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparaṇi tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones. Similarly, the soul accepts new bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. This was said in the 2nd chapter. This change of dress is due to his attachment to material existence. Why you are changing the dress or why you are changing the body from one body to another? Here it is said due to association with the modes or attachment to material existence. As long as he is captivated by this false manifestation, he has to continue transmigrating from one body to another. So as long as you're captivated by this false manifestation, what is that? Your body and things related. You're captivated by this material energy. As long as you're captivated by this false manifestation, you will have to continue transmigrating from one body to another. Due to his desire to lord it over material nature, lord it over material nature. Again, what does that mean? Lording it over material nature means, yeah, because everything, just now previous verse, what did we read? That everything, whatever you see in this world, the body and everything else is nothing but material, external energy or material nature. And the living entity is enjoying things which are made of the material nature. Actually, living entity cannot enjoy, but is claiming under the influence of ahankara. False ego is claiming to enjoy. He's just claiming to enjoy. So, this desire to lord it over material nature means claiming to enjoy. Right? Thinking that under the influence of false ego, he's thinking that he is the proprietor, he is the owner, he is the enjoyer. So due to his desire to lord it over material nature, he is put into such undesirable circumstances. Under the influence of material desire, the entity is born sometimes as a demigod, sometimes as a man, sometimes as a beast, as a bird, as a worm, as an aquatic, as a saintly man, as a bug. That's why it is said, sad asad yoni janmasu, sad asad yoni. Higher and lower forms of life, he'll take birth. Why? What is the cause? Because of this ahankar, identifying the self with the body. And then when you identify yourself with the body, you enter into dualities, right? Dualities. Now, this is good and this is bad. And then there is attachment. Whatever you think is going to satisfy, is pleasing to your senses, to your mind, you become attached to that. So this is lording over material nature. Because of this, he's put into undesirable circumstances. Undesirable circumstances means he's thrown into different bodies. He's born in different bodies, higher and lower bodies. Based on his association, that means if he's in mode of goodness, he'll take birth as a demigod. Mode of ignorance, he'll take birth as a beast. This is going on. And in all cases, the living entity thinks himself to be the master of his circumstances. Yet he is under the influence of material nature. This is Maya, right? He's thinking he is the master, but actually he is strictly under the control of the laws of material nature. How he is put into such different bodies is explained here. It is due to the association with the different modes of nature. One has to rise, therefore, above the three material modes and become situated in the transcendental position. This is the whole thing. The living entity is covered by avidya. Should I draw? Yes. Today we are seeing text 22.
Mataji, one more thing.
Yes,
Correction. Mataji, here you told that that controlling deity is Karya, Karta, Karana. These are made up of a mode of goodness, ignorance, and passion, Mataji. Is these other senses will turn into goodness, or it will be the same? Means what I am going to ask is these here. Everything should turn into a mode of goodness. Actually, God is created in that way, Prakriti created in that way. It will turn into all organs and turn into goodness.
See, the thing is, so there are 23, I think I drew one of these days, maybe the day before that.
Down it is there, Mataji.
It's there?
It's there, this Karunadaksha Vishnu. Here.
Here. Yes. Okay. So, yes, so mind is made of the mode of goodness. Intelligence is made of passion. Matlab, false ego in goodness, false ego in passion, false ego in ignorance. Okay? So, false ego in ignorance is giving rise to gross elements and the sense objects. So each of these elements is made of a particular combination of these three modes. That's the point. So what is your point? That ultimately they all have to come to goodness? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, Mataji, the intelligence, these sense objects will not come into gross elements, senses. These all will come into mode of goodness, because in creation only it is happening like that. How can it will change, Mataji?
No, it won't change. Not like that. The thing is, nothing is pure. In the material existence, you won't find pure goodness, pure passion, pure ignorance. You won't find. It's always a combination. But the one which is more in proportion, then you call it goodness. But never will you find isolated only one mode is there. It's not like that. So these elements are made of, goodness, passion, ignorance, like that. But here you should understand, even if it is said goodness, that means, let's say 80% goodness and 10% passion, 10% ignorance. Or maybe 60% goodness and 30% passion and 10% goodness, ignorance, like that. So the one which is more in proportion, that is what it is known as. That element will be known as the one in goodness. So element itself is made of a particular combination of modes. But again, so now I am given some intelligence, I have mind intelligence. So my intelligence is made of, passion. That means ignorance, passion. On this now again, what is prominent? In this ignorance, passion also, there is also some goodness. So it's not that the composition of intelligence is not changing, the influence of that mode on that intelligence. Because it's my association. So it's not that now intelligence will become purely made of goodness, not like that. But if the intelligence is under the influence of goodness, intelligence itself is made of passion, ignorance, passion combination. That intelligence, when it is under the influence of goodness, it is under the influence of goodness, sattva guna, then that intelligence will give you right knowledge as it is. But if the intelligence, which is made of, again, same passion and ignorance, when that is under the influence of the mode of passion, then the knowledge that you get is not as it is. There can be Brahma. That means you can take one thing for another. You see soda and you think this is salt. Brahma can happen. And then when this intelligence is under the mode of ignorance, you take it the opposite all the time. like that. That means you get a wrong knowledge all the time. That is intelligence. Similarly, mind has its function, right? So, ichha, dvesham, sukham, dukkham. So, the mind is made of goodness, that means ignorance, goodness. And that mind, when it is under the influence of goodness, then that mind is not hankering after, sense gratification, etc. It's not looking for happiness, material happiness. The mind which is in the mode of goodness, then it's going higher. It's not going for lower pleasures like that. So similarly, all other senses also, they are made of these modes, but also they are under the influence of modes. Constantly there is competition between the modes. In the 14th chapter we see, they're trying to get supremacy. All three are there all the time, but there's always competition. Also, if you see time also, morning time, it is mode of goodness is prominent. Midday, afternoon time, mode of passion is prominent. And night time, mode of ignorance is prominent. That means same mind, intelligence, senses, they are made of those modes only. But the same mind and intelligence in the morning time will be under the influence of mode of goodness. Therefore, if you want to understand something, if you want to study, morning hours are good. Because mode of goodness, sattvat sanjayate jnanam, produces knowledge, right? Mode of goodness produces knowledge. So you'll get better understanding when the mind and intelligence are under the influence of the mode of goodness. So the thing is, Prakriti, Bahiranga Shakti, this external energy, has these three modes. That means anything you see, it is made of these three modes. And on top of that, there's also this Maya, right? The influence of the modes on the living entities. That is also acting. The elements, ingredients are made of modes, but also there is influence of modes on the living entity, depending on the time, depending on the food you eat, and on your association, so many things, the type of work you do. So these things are keeping your consciousness, right? Affecting your consciousness. Keeps you either in the mode of passion or ignorance or goodness, like that. Was that helpful? Swati Mataji. You're there?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. Answered?
Last sentence I missed, Mataji, because of internet. Can you repeat it?
No, so your question was, these elements are basically made of those particular modes, and we need to come to the mode of goodness, it is said. That means these elements are going to change, you are asking. Elements are not going to change, but we are made of these elements. We means these bodies are made of these elements, but there's also influence of modes on us at different times, depending on the food that we eat, the type of association we take. So there is influence of modes on us also. So that influence can be adjusted by eating foods in the mode of goodness and, simple living, right? When you follow Varnashrama Dharma, you'll be in the mode of goodness. And when you do Nishkama Karma, you'll be in the mode of goodness. You can come to the mode of goodness. That means the influence of modes on your consciousness can be adjusted. Okay?
It means that you are telling about that influence will change. And again, you are not telling, Mataji, that mode of the proportion will change according to, means 80%, 20%, it will be decreased to 10%, like that. Mode of the goodness.
Influence of the mode, yes. Not that the elements composition is changing. What it is made of is there. Basic element, intelligence is basically made of that. That is there. They can see. Now, at the beginning, before we got our bodies, these 23 elements are formed. These 23 elements, each of the element has a particular combination of these modes. Okay? 23 elements, mind has a that will stay as it is. Now, based on my karma, I am given a certain portion of that intelligence, certain portion of that mind, and so on and so forth. I am given. Now, my karma is installed on my chittam. So when I'm given these, my chittam, my mind, intelligence, senses, my body, when it is given to me by Brahmaji, my karma is installed on my chittam. So because of that karma, now all my faculties, that means my false ego, my intelligence, my mind, my senses, they are all influenced. Now they will be under certain modes based on my karma. What is my karma? That is my previous association with the modes. So now those modes will be based on that karma. My senses, my mind, my intelligence will be under the influence of those modes. So that is why my body will be in the mode of passion or in the mode of ignorance. Then I will be, called a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra based on the influence of modes on my senses.
But after doing sadhana, it will turn into goodness. On what basis, Mataji? Since you told about that proportionate only, no? It will more proportionate of goodness will be there, less passion and less ignorance will be there.
What I'm saying is, Mataji, the element itself is made of goodness, passion, ignorance. What I try to understand, there are two things here. There is the ingredients which are making up these elements. That is not going to change. So the proportion of goodness in intelligence, that is not changing. That is given to me. But then when it is given to me, my karma is getting installed on my chittam, because of which now my intelligence, original, it's like when you first get, it's like a clean sheet, white paper. But then as soon as it is given to you, when you put your karma on that, it becomes colored by your karma, the modes. So then all your mind, your intelligence, your senses, everything is colored by those modes. So that is a particular proportion you have, the influence. It doesn't mean the element itself is changed. It is the influence of the modes on you particularly, based on your karma. Yes, there's a certain proportion, but that proportion is based on your karma. That's why you got this particular body. Now, how it is going to change? We have to transcend all three modes. But the lowest mode is ignorance. Better than that is passion. Better than that is goodness. You have to transcend goodness also. But if you are in ignorance, then better to come to passion. Take a stepping stone and then come to goodness, like that. Ultimately come to mode of goodness, because mode of goodness is favorable ground. It's favorable for transcending. So your question is, how we will come to goodness? If one is doing Nishkama Karma Yoga, as explained in Bhagavad Gita first 6 chapters, by that Nishkama Karma Yoga, because everyone is eligible to do karma in the conditioned state. So when you do karma, the quality of that karma will bring your will bring you to the mode of goodness. That means you will be under the influence of mode of goodness. Earlier, I was under the influence of passion and ignorance. By doing nishkama karma, I come to the mode of goodness. What does that mean? I come to the mode of goodness means now the influence of mode of goodness will be more on my mind, intelligence, senses, etc. What is the advantage of mode of goodness? In the mode of goodness, you will realize that I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. Is that making sense?
Yes, Mataji. The ingredients will not change, but the influence will change.
Yes. Adi.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Okay. One has to rise, therefore, above the three material modes and become situated in the transcendental position. That is called Kṛṣna consciousness. So, when one is in the left side, as we see here, in this are you able to see the transcendental diagram? No. Sure. You're able to see the transcendental diagram? You're seeing the transcendental diagram?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So, on the left side means if the karmi comes in contact with a jnani, then he will do nishkama karma yoga. By nishkama karma yoga, he comes to the mode of goodness. He is transcending the modes of passion and ignorance. That means avidya. Passion and ignorance means avidya. Avidya becomes replaced by vidya. This is for jnanis. For devotees, how do you come to goodness in devotees? By following daiva-varnashrama dharma. What is the difference between nishkama karma yoga and daiva-varnashrama dharma? In nishkama karma yoga, you are doing your karma according to your nature, but you are working without desiring, without attachment for the result of your work. You are doing that karma. And you are tolerating pains and pleasures while doing your karma. And you don't give up your work. In spite of pains or pleasures, tolerating them, you continue to do that work. And finally, when you get the result also you offer to the Lord. Why you are offering it to the Lord? Not out of love. Because you don't want that work, that result to bind you to this material world. Because your goal is you want liberation, Brahma Prapti. And if I take the result of my work, that is going to bind me to this material world. I want liberation. So therefore, he practices like this. This is nishkama karma. So by this nishkama karma, one transcends the modes of passion and ignorance and comes to the mode of goodness. Mode of goodness is essential to enter into jnana, marga. And then he will start jnana sadhanas. And finally, he'll progress and he'll get Brahma Prapti. But that's not our path. Devotee's path is right side here. This is devotee's path. So we have to do Daiva Varnashrama Dharma. So what is the procedure in Daiva Varnashrama Dharma? How do you come to the mode of goodness in Daiva Varnashrama Dharma? Here also you are doing your dharma. That means you are doing karma according to your nature. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra you are doing. And will you be attached to the result of your work? No, here also you will not be attached to the result of the work. And here also you will be doing your work, whether it is pleasure or pain, you have to do your work. Because this type of exercise of doing your work in spite of pleasure and pain will lift you above the bodily identification. And the result that you get, what will you do? You will offer it to the Lord with love. That is the difference. In Nishkama Karma, you are offering the result to the Lord because you don't want bondage. But here, you work, that work also you offer to the Lord, because what is the goal? Here the goal is you want the mode of goodness so that you can stop your, karma sannyas. You can give up your karma and enter into jnana. So you are working so that you can give up that karma. Here also you are working. What is the goal here? You want to get dṛṣṭvādbhutāni in bhakti and Bhagavan. You want to get dṛṣṭvādbhutāni so that you can enter into pure devotional service. Then here also you can give up karma, at least. Give up karma means you will not have faith in karma anymore. You can do karma to set example. That's a different thing. But here, daiva-varna-ashrama dharma, you are doing karma. Here also you are doing karma. Both. No attachment to results. But that result is offered to the Lord out of love, because you want to, ultimate goal is you want to develop prema. Here you want to get prema. So therefore you will offer the result of your work to the Lord with love. But not only that, so by doing this daiva-varna-ashrama dharma also you are getting goodness. How is that goodness helping devotees? Here goodness is helping in realizing I am not this body, I am soul, so that you can give up your karma and start jnana sadhanas. Here, how is goodness helping? So simply by doing your work in this consciousness and offering the result to the Lord, not being attached to the result for personal enjoyment, that is bringing you to the mode of goodness. But how is this goodness helping devotees? In case of devotees, their goal is Shuddha Bhakti. To do Shuddha Bhakti, you need Dṛಢa Shraddha. How will you get Dṛಢa Shraddha? You'll get Dṛಢa Shraddha by hearing Bhakti Shastras from devotees, Shuddha Bhaktas. When you hear Bhakti Shastras, by that your Shraddha will become stronger and stronger. Now, for me to, when I hear Shastra, to understand Shastra, to grasp the message of Shastra as it is, my mind, my intelligence have to be in the mode of goodness. Because Sattvat Sanjayate Jnanam, mode of goodness produces knowledge. So for me to understand the Shastra, I should be in the mode of goodness. So if my lifestyle is in the modes of passion and ignorance, Ugra Karma I am doing, and side by side I am trying to understand Shastra, they are going in opposite direction. I am not able to understand Shastra as it is. Even though I hear Shastra, I read Shastra, I take meanings according to my conditioning. What is that? I am in the mode of passion. So even while reading Shastra, I don't come to the right conclusion. I will take my own meanings when I am under the influence of passion and ignorance. That's why it's very important that devotees live in Daiva Varnashrama communities. Material life and spiritual life are not unrelated things and separate things. For my material life, I will do any type of job, and at the same time, spiritually, I will be progressing nicely. It won't happen like that. My material life will decide whether I am in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Daiva Varnashrama Dharma will help us to be in the mode of goodness. And mode of goodness will help us to hear Shastras properly and develop Dṛಢa Shraddha. When we get Dṛಢa Shraddha, then we can enter into Shuddha Bhakti. By doing Shuddha Bhakti is of 3 stages or 3 types. You have Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. All are Shuddha Bhakti. Our goal is we want to get prema bhakti and then bhagavat prapti. So that's why we also need to be in the mode of goodness. Daiva Varnashram. Through Daiva Varnashram. Yes, Atulya Prabhu.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. I wanted to ask a question based on what you were answering to Mataji's question. We can wait until
No, you can ask now. Go ahead.
So what I understood is the 24 elements or the 23 elements are made of specific modes.
Yes.
They are like, they have each element is, made of either ignorance, goodness, or passion.
Yes. It's
And
a
then there
particular combination. It is not purely goodness. It's mixture always. All three will be there, but one will be prominent like that.
And then there is the external influence, which is the based on where you are placed, time, circumstance. That influence is also there.
Of the modes, yes.
Of the modes.
On my faculties, like my mind, my intelligence, they are influenced by modes. Yes.
Modes. So there is I'm making it in a so the internal elements and the external element. Internal element, mind, intelligence, false ego. Let's say it is considered as a hardware, and then the external elements, is software. Let's say I'm just trying to make an analogy. Maybe not the right analogy.
What is internal and external element? Can you clarify that?
The internal elements like mind, intelligence, and false ego.
Subtle body and gross body.
Yeah. Can the external influence, which is like, let's say for example, you are in a bar, and the external influence of that bar is really heavy, Can that influence totally change the internal elements? Like, let's say, for example, your intelligence, your mind, which is made of intelligence is supposedly made of more of goodness, I believe, or if I'm wrong, passion. And mind is made of ignorance. Yeah, goodness. Yeah. So can it change the internal mechanics? Like, okay, it's
no. That intelligence, it is your intelligence. You see, intelligence which is given to you. You understand? So there is the ingredient, and then there is the external effect, the Maya which is acting on you. That's also modes only. Maya acting on you is also modes. So you said a bar. A bar is in the mode of ignorance.
Right.
So if you are in the bar, your intelligence, your mind, they will all be under the influence of the mode of ignorance. Now, is the element itself is changing? No, element is not changing. It's just like you have your body. Your body has, it has skin, it has bones, it has blood. The body will be made of those things only, isn't it? But it will be affected by the external situation. When it is very hot, let's say, then your body will be affected by that. And when it is severely cold, it is affected in a different way. But inside, the ingredients that are making up the body will be the same. So that extreme heat or extreme cold is affecting you. So similarly, you who is identifying with that body, when the body is exposed to the modes of passion and ignorance, you will be affected by those modes. And because you are identifying yourself with intelligence, with mind, identifying means anything happens to the mind, you think it is happening to you. Anything happens to the intelligence, whatever knowledge is produced in the intelligence, you think this is my knowledge. I am knowing this. All this is because of bodily identification. because of bodily identification, and just like simple thing is, when you have a brand new car, you will be so attached to it, you'll be cleaning it and all. A small dent, it's as if you got a cut on your hand. Actually, nothing happened to you. But because of identifying so much with that car, anything happens to that, you think it happens to you. Like that, the spirit soul is different from the body. But it is identifying itself with the body so much that, the tongue tastes something nice, the soul thinks, oh, I'm enjoying this. Actually, the soul is not the one that is enjoying, but under the influence of false ego, it is claiming. So now, these mind, intelligence, and all these things, when they are exposed to certain modes, who is being affected here? The Purusha is being affected. Purusha means the living entity who is now identifying with that body. He is being affected. So, when the body is exposed to the mode, body means subtle growths, both. So, if you're exposing your mind to the modes of passion and ignorance, then who is being affected there? The living entity, the Purusha, living entity identifying with the body is getting affected. It's not that the mind's composition is changing. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes, Mataji. So when if the mind is technically born from the mode of goodness, because it is surrounded by, let's say, the senses, which is passion, and body is ignorance. Um, I'm I'm not framing my thoughts properly, but I understand what you're saying. The Purusha is affected at the end,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So our environment, atmosphere, the type of association, the food, the time, all these things are going to affect the Purusha. So those things we read in the 14th chapter and in the 17th chapter, everything can be categorized into these three modes. Happiness in three modes, food in three modes. Like I said, time also, three modes. So everything that we are interacting can be categorized into these three modes. So if we are exposing ourselves, so in simple words, if you want to know practically, when we are doing ugra karma, then I am exposing myself to the modes of passion and ignorance. But if we do daiva varnashama dharma, we will be in the mode of goodness. So like Srila Prabhupada said in simple words, simple living. Simple living means like this. Not, that means living life as it is enjoined in scriptures. The lifestyle should be as it is given in scriptures. And also, here this karmi is also living life as enjoined in scriptures, but his goal is material sense gratification. But here, the goal is pure devotional service. That's the difference. So for us, coming to mode of goodness helps us in developing our faith. Yes, Mataji. Amal Sundari Mataji.
Mataji, so just for my understanding, so you're saying the particular blueprint, so to say, for me, particularly me, based on my karma, what you have explained, I'm just trying to understand clearly. So you're saying that I have my karma, and when I was awarded the body based on my karma, subtle and gross body, so I have a particular blueprint.
Yes.
Of the mind intelligence, and that is because it is awarded based on my karma, their composition is set. It is how it came. But
so one second, one correction here. So when you are first given your chittam, so all your past impressions are stored in chittam. So in subtle body, there is chitta or chittam, ahankara, buddhi, mana, and indriya.
Indriya.
5. So this is subtle body. And then you have gross body. So when Brahmaji gave chitta, what is the chitta? Chitta is Mahatattva, small portion. Individually, whatever portion of Mahatattva which is given to us, that is called chittam. When Brahmaji gave this chittam, at first it is like white paper, clear. But as soon as you get chittam, now your karma is installed on that. Karma is installed means what? Now samskaras are imprinted.
Are there.
Impressions. All your impressions are there on your chitta. Based on that, all your other false ego, intelligence, mind, senses, they all will be formed. He gives a certain portion, but they are given based on your impressions in chitta.
Right. So their combination, like you're saying, it's a combination.
Yeah.
So their combination is unique for everybody.
But here also what you should understand is the element itself
is not changing. Yeah.
Yes. But the influence of particular modes on you, it's different for each person based on that person's karma.
Right. Till here we are good. Like, mine versus somebody else, their the combination, the ratio will change, so to say.
Yes.
But the major ingredients are not changing. They will be universal, but the ratio to goodness, to passion, to ignorance is varying.
Yes.
Yes. So now can you, then it should, what my understanding is, it is the conscious effort of the jiva when their avidya is removed and the vidya comes. It is a conscious effort with which these can be deliberately altered, like to come to goodness. Like, can they, the deliberate effort is needed to alter them, right?
Yes,
it can be altered.
It can be altered. That's it. That is yoga.
Right.
So here, karma yoga, this section. So
Right.
when you do your karma in a certain treated way, nishkama karma yoga, you are actually changing that avidya is being replaced by vidya. That means you're removing that passion and ignorance, the influence of passion and ignorance on your mind, intelligence, etc., and replacing it with mode of goodness. So they will all be now, so you are actually changing it deliberately. Yes.
No, now we come to the Devi Varnashram side.
This side, yeah.
Where we are doing our karma, but offering the results with love. That is the main criteria difference to Supreme Lord, so that we can progress. Like we reduce the attachments. Because now we are, whatever we are doing to sustain, we are offering to the Supreme Lord, not attaching to the result, not trying to lord it to the with the result, like availing the results.
Right.
So now we are trying to develop deliberately mode of goodness, so that we can come to the platform of devotional service. So because, like you are saying, Sattvat Sanjayate Jnanam, so now we are trying to, even though we have to do our karma, we are trying to bring ourselves to that platform where we can chant, study, listen, so that we can develop and come to the point, bring dṛṣṭvādbhutāni, so that we can do pure devotional service.
So just some clarification here, that we will do our work, karma, so that karma will help us come to the mode of goodness.
Right.
So then what type of karma? Then we do Daiva Varnashrama. So that means Varnashrama dharmas we will do according to our nature. And that Varnashrama dharma also, how we are doing, the result that I get, I offer it to the Lord. And even the work also that I'm doing, I offer it to the Lord. So I'm doing like this to come to, because my goal is to come to pure devotional service.
Devotional service.
So then offering to the Lord is helping me in building my relationship with the Lord. So that is helping me directly in devotion.
Right.
When I work, and I offer that result to the Lord, that itself is bhakti. It's one type of bhakti. Because you're connecting with the Lord and you're offering with love. Your motive is not like Nishkama Karma Yogi, where you're offering for detachment. That's not the idea. Here you're offering with love. So this is directly helping you. This is bhakti. Offering it to the Lord. This is also helping in bhakti. This is one type of bhakti. Offering to the Lord with love. That is there. So the karma is bringing you to mode of goodness. It is also helping in bhakti because you are offering with love. How is the mode of goodness helping? Mode of goodness is helping you to grasp the Bhakti Shastras nicely.
Message of the Shastras.
So that your Dṛಢa Shraddha will be formed.
Will increase, right?
Yes, like that.
Yes. Yes. So coming to the point of alteration of modes, it is a conscious effort. Like if you are very strict and you are very consciously trying to keep yourself, I would say, in the mode of goodness, it is possible from the conscious effort of a person. And these modes, even though their key constitution, like my intelligence cannot change, but the
Influence.
association with the modes can change.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Association
good.
with
Thank
the modes.
you.
That's
Yeah,
the term. Actually, you caught it rightly. Association with the modes. That will change.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. So that's the conscious effort. Of course, it's the conscious effort. But for us to do that also, it all begins with the association of sadhus first. That's when that conscious effort will start.
Yes, that is the conscious effort.
Yeah, it will start there. And then it's not, that's not all. Like only sadhu touches and by miracle we change. It's not like that. That's the beginning. And then it's like, clap, like both have to be there. Sadhu's mercy is there and effort from my side also has to be there. So my effort will be that, how to increase that mode of goodness by living my life. So consciously, even Srila Prabhupada says, like rising in the morning for Mangal Arati. Consciously, we have to make that effort, right? I'd rather sleep, but I tell myself, no, I want to get up. And that brings me to the mode of goodness, rising early in the morning, taking bath and chanting in the morning. This is also keeping me in the mode of goodness, actually, like that.
Okay. Mataji, there is this verse in Kṛṣṇa says in the Bhagavad Gita that when sometimes the mode of intelligence is prominent, then it will defeat the passion and ignorance.
Yeah. That's what I said. The three are always competing with each other. So they're trying to take the upper hand all the time. So yes. So that is the association of the modes. That's the key here.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take over. Each one is trying to give its association more. So they're competing with each other.
And what Mataji was saying, Sundari Mataji was saying, that is the blueprint, like, based on your karma, and that opportunity is given based on your sanskara and karma.
And it can be changed. It can be changed.
Okay, yeah.
And but that doesn't mean that because that is changed now, you'll change your duties. No, that's the important point here. Now, because the body, Swati Mataji, I'll come back to you. Okay. Now the body is, you got a Brahmana's body. You're identified as a Brahmana based on your blueprint, your nature. The Guru identifies you as a Brahmana, gives you Brahmana's duties. Or let's say, take another example, Shudra. You're identified as a Shudra and you get the duties of a Shudra. Now, by conscious effort, you come to the mode of goodness. By doing your duties as a Shudra nicely, you come to the mode of goodness. Now, does that mean now you should start doing Brahmana's duties? No. Our idea is to transcend all three modes. So by following Varnashrama Dharma, whether you are a Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya or Brahmana, by doing your particular duties which are assigned to you, you can directly transcend. You can come to the mode of goodness by doing your duties. But it doesn't mean you have to change your duties now to Brahmana's duties. No. All your life you will continue. All your life means until you get Dṛಢa Shraddha, you will be continuing your particular duties only. But externally, and when you get Dṛಢa Shraddha, after that also externally you may be doing, but actually you have transcended that. So it's not that you have to first become a Brahmana and then you will transcend. You have to come to the mode of goodness. And mode of goodness, even by doing Shudra's duties, you can come to the mode of goodness. How? What is the way to do? Do your particular dharma without attachment to the result, tolerating pains and pleasures. You continue your dharma, don't give up your dharma, and you offer all the results to the Lord. By doing this, you come to the mode of goodness. So there's no question of changing your dharma. You'll continue your dharma as a Shudra's dharma, Brahmana's dharma, it does not matter. But doing your particular dharma, you're actually transcending. You're coming to the mode of goodness. Like that. You understand? So there is no, it's not that, like in the material world, you go to, from one post to the next post to the next post. Like that, like in today's corporate world, how people think that we are actually advancing by going, to a higher and higher post. It's not like that. In devotional life, materially you don't change. Materially you keep your dharma. But what has to be changed is when you come to the mode of goodness, and from mode of goodness you transcend all three modes. You come to the transcendental platform. Externally you continue your duties to set example for others. But that is not binding you anymore. Before Dṛಢa Shraddha, you ought to do this because you don't have the qualification to give up your work. After Dṛಢa Shraddha, you don't have to do that. You should not do that actually. But you do it not because you have faith in that or you feel like I have to do, this is my dharma. You do it to set example to others. But you're already free. That's the difference. Okay, I'll take Swati Mataji and then we'll end. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, you told that Mahat Tattva is some portion of Chitta, you told, no, Mataji?
Chitta is a portion of Mahat Tattva.
Tattva, okay, sorry. Chitta is a portion of Mahat Tattva. For everyone, there is change in Chitta, but there is no difference in intelligence, mind. For everyone, it is the same. But because of this, Chitta is different.
No, not like that. Same Chitta is also like mind intelligence only. Chitta is also one element, Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva is primarily made of goodness, the ingredient that it is made up of. But the association of that Purusha with the modes, how do you know? That is that karma which is imprinted. That karma which is imprinted on Chitta is showing its association with modes, the influence of certain modes. So each person will have different combination of modes that are influencing. How do you know? From karma. That karma is now installed on Chitta. But Chitta, the element itself, is made of goodness. Swati Mataji.
Mataji, are you able to hear me?
Yes, now I'm hearing you. Before that, you were...
It means that for every individual, mind, intelligence, ego is different. Means that the proportion is not same. For each individual, it is different.
I don't know. Maybe you should go back and listen. I explained this already before. There are two things, Mataji. The substance, mind, intelligence, Chitta, is made up of certain modes. The 23 elements, each element is made up of certain modes. But then each person, you understood that, no?
I understood that one. I'm asking that further question. Is mind, intelligence and ego is same to everyone or different, Mataji?
Is same means it's different.
It's the same proportion.
Different. That means association of modes is different for each person based on the karma. So my mind is under the influence of passion mostly. Your mind is under the influence of goodness mostly. Maybe like this. Each person's mind, intelligence its association with modes differs based on their karma. Chitta also.
Mataji, that is installed in Chitta. I understood that one. But during creation, whatever the portion is giving to our each and every individual, the mind, intelligence, ego, these all things are there, no, Mataji. This proportion will be same to everyone, or it will different. It will vary according to their karma.
Vary, because some people are more intelligent, some people are less intelligent. Yes, it will vary. Dogs have less, and human beings have more, and demigods have even more. It will vary according to karma.
That this means it means that you mean to say that proportion means whatever depending on our karma, that according to that only that our mind is also given.
Yes. Just like if your karma does not permit, then one person will have only one hand. Like that. Mind also. Some person is born mentally retarded. Right? According to karma.
It means to say that it will vary according to that ingredients also will change, and this influence of modes also will change according to his karma.
What do you mean by ingredients?
Ingredient means, sorry, not ingredients.
How much?
Yes,
it will vary.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for your patience.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. We will end here. Actually, the class was supposed to end at 5:30. It is 6:20 in India. And in US, it is 8:46. It was supposed to end at 8 o'clock. So I'm sorry for going over time. I will end here today. Thank you all so much. Wait. Let me finish the purport. At least this shloka we have to complete. Almost done. I'll just read this. That is called Kṛṣṇa consciousness. What is Kṛṣṇa consciousness? One has to rise. So let's not just get stuck in the ingredients and this and that. The whole idea is to transcend all the modes. That's the thing. One has to rise, therefore, above the three material modes and become situated in the transcendental position. That is called Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Unless one is situated in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, his material consciousness. So you'd see, material consciousness means now your mind, intelligence, and chitta, and all these things are under certain, they're all different, right? Based on the influence of the modes. So his material consciousness will oblige him to transfer from one body to another, because he has material desires since time immemorial. But he has to change that conception. That change can be effected only by hearing from authoritative sources. This is the thing for us. You have to hear from authoritative sources. The best example is here. Arjun is hearing the signs of God from Kṛṣṇa. The living entity, if he submits to this hearing process, will lose his long cherished desire to dominate material nature, and gradually and proportionately, as he reduces his long desire to dominate, he comes to enjoy spiritual happiness. In a Vedic mantra, it is said that as he becomes learned in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he proportionately relishes his eternal blissful life. So what is the conclusion of this verse, of this purport? Just keep hearing. That is also what Narad Muni told Srila Vyasadeva, that to write Srimad Bhagavatam, because simply by hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is consisting of the glories of the Supreme Lord, by this all the sins of a person are removed, and he will get a desire for love of Godhead. And then, because this hearing Bhagavatam is itself bhakti. So what do? We have to hear. That's the thing. By that, we will be transcending. Our material consciousness will be changed. So for us, the way to, of course, simplifying our lifestyle is important, because if we don't simplify our lifestyle, we won't be able to hear properly. That is the thing. If we are in the mode of goodness, we'll be able to hear properly. When we hear properly, then It acts as a medicine to cure our disease. Material consciousness will be changed. Like that. So they go hand in hand. If we follow Daiva Varnashram Dharma, and side by side, if we are hearing Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in the association of devotees, aspiring pure devotees and pure devotees, if we hear like that, then very rapidly we can make progress. Our Dhrida Shraddha will be formed and we will progress. With that, I'll end today's session. Thank you all so much. Granth Raj
Thank you,
Srimad
Mataji.
Bhagavatam ki jai, Srimad
Very
Bhagavad Gita
grateful.
ki jai, Srimad Prabhupada jai.
Bhagavad Gita.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam
Patanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo.
Namo
Jai Shri Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.